Hello friends, I am Jeyan. This is our channel jeyansocial. Today we are going to discuss about three issues in this video. The US is going to revive its relations with Palestine and revive the peace deal with the Taliban, and also the US and Russia is going to extend the New START treaty few more years. We are going to see in this video one by one about this issue. The US administration and under Joe Biden is going to revive its relations with Palestine. So now they are going to give the aid which we have regularly given to the Palestine, and also the US is going to support the two-nation solution in the issue between Palestine and Israel. But the previous administration under Donald Trump, the US stopped giving aid to the Palestine and also leaned towards Israel in support of recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. The conflict between Israel and Palestine is not a new one. It has been continuing from 19th century for sovereignty over their territory. Israel is a small country in the Middle East which has border with the Mediterranean Sea, Egypt, Jordan and Syria. In 1917, the British have captured the Palestinian from the Ottoman Emperor and also recognized the Jewish refugees to use this territory as their homeland via Balfour Accord. In 1948, the Israel recognized and also reclaimed that territory as their independent territory of their own. In 1967, the Arab countries, particularly the Egypt, Jordan and Syria, launched war against Israel. But Israel, even though a small country, it has demolished them and won the war within 6 days. So it was unbelievable during that day. None of the country would have expected that. Israel also captured the Gaza Strip from Egypt, Golan Heights from Syria, and again the West Bank from Jordan. The territory is called West Bank because it is located in the west part of Jordan region. So they were mainly in these regions they were mainly the Palestinian refugees occupied. In 1993, Israel and Palestine have signed Oslo Accord, which has recognized two-state solution for the issue between the Palestinian and Israel over the sovereignty. It also recognized semi-autonomous status to the Palestinian in the Palestinian region. In recent times, the Donald Trump administration have brought back the West Asia Peace Plan, which also recognized two-state solution, but it recognized the Jerusalem as the undivided capital of Israel. Many Palestinians also criticized this. In recent times, the US also brokered the peace deal between Arab countries and Israel. So now Israel have peace deal with Saudi Arabia, UAE, Morocco and Bahrain. Now the peace deal talk going with other countries as well. Now many countries are asking, the Arab countries initially have supported to the Palestinian in the territorial sovereignty issue. Since these countries have the deal with Israel, now what kind of support it's going to give to the Palestinian issue? But these Arab countries say now Israel has promised to stop its expansionist policy over the Palestinian territory, so it will bring some sort of peace in the region. But anyway, let me hope that globally many countries accepted the two-state solution for the conflict between Israel and Palestinian will come soon. Now let me go on to the next issue. The new US President Joe Biden's administration is going to revive the US-Taliban Peace Deal. The US-Taliban Peace Deal was signed in February 2020 by the Donald Trump administration. The peace deal talk about the withdrawal of US forces as well as NATO forces when it come into force within 14 months. And also the Taliban have promised that they won't allow any external terrorist or any other international terrorist organization like al-Qaeda to develop in the Afghanistan to fight against the US as well as its allies. And again, it is a very important for India because India also supporting the peace deal to be happened very soon. India always support Afghanistan led, and Afghanistan won peace deal in the region to maintain peace in that region. Because the Afghanistan is like a gateway for India to access West Asia. West Asian countries already have many countries like crude oil and minerals. So the peace to be maintained in the Afghan region is very much important for the India to access those resources. Otherwise, it is very difficult for India to regularly get crude oil from West Asia and India now have option to get mineral resources from West Asia as well, because the Kazakhstan have many mineral resources of uranium. So India is very need of uranium for our nuclear reactors. Now let me move on to the next issue, that is the US and Russia is going to extend the New START treaty. The New START treaty is the strategic arm control treaty. It is mainly focusing on to reduce the number of nuclear arms need to be holded by both the countries. The New START treaty is an upgraded version of START treaty which was signed between these two states earlier, and the New START treaty was signed between US and Russia in 2010. The New START treaty allows each country to hold only maximum of 700 intercontinental ballistic missiles and 1550 nuclear warheads and similar kind of high-end strategic weapons with limited holding. So the previous US administration under the Donald Trump, which forced Russia to give more inspecting right to the US to inspect in Russia is there any arms development by Russia there, and also US forced the China need to be included in the list because China is not part of the arm control, but China is developing more number of arms as well, but the China told that it won't be part of this deal. The New START treaty is going to be expired on 5th February 2021. Now Russia has a plan of extending this treaty to 5 more years. It is a good sign for global peace because these two arms giants, when the treaty is in functioning, won't involve in arms race. Globally, there are 13,500 nuclear arms. US and Russia alone holding 90% of these nuclear arms. So the nuclear arms states are US, Russia, UK, France, Israel, China, India, Pakistan, North Korea. Okay friends, what do you think about the recent political development in the US under the leadership of new President Joe Biden, particularly in the international relation? Is the US is moving towards the global peace or it is very early to judge? Give your opinion in the comment section. We shall meet again in our next discussion. Until then, take care. Love you all. Bye bye.